In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on November 15, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Wizards versus Atlanta Hawks. The NBA Cup continues with exciting matchups on Friday night, including a game between the Washington Wizards and the Atlanta Hawks. This will be Washington's first game in the NBA Cup, whereas Atlanta has already secured an impressive victory over the Boston Celtics. Along with the Celtics, the other 2 teams in Atlanta's group are the Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Washington recently played on Wednesday, suffering a 139-130 loss in San Antonio. However, they managed to cover the spread as 9.5-point underdogs. On the other hand, Atlanta's most recent game was on Tuesday, where they defeated the Celtics 117-116 despite being 15.5-point road underdogs. The Hawks are still missing a few key players, including Bogdan Bogdanovic, Cody Zeller, and Kobe Buffkin. Meanwhile, the Wizards are without Malcolm Brogdon and Saddiq Bey. This sets up a perfect opportunity to take advantage of the points while they're still available, especially with Trae Young's status uncertain due to Achilles tendonitis. The Hawks medical staff will not take any chances with Young's injury, as an Achilles tear could sideline him for the entire season. There are currently 12 teams in the Eastern Conference with losing records, so Atlanta is still very much in the playoff hunt. The Hawks will do everything they can to avoid jeopardizing the health of their 3-time All-Star. While Atlanta managed to pull off an upset against the Celtics without Young, it's worth noting that the Celtics may have underestimated their opponents, and the Hawks benefited from a career game by Dyson Daniels. This will not be the case again. The Wizards are in desperate need of wins and are not likely to take anyone lightly, regardless of whether Young plays. Kyle Kuzma has reintegrated himself into the rotation, and Jordan Poole has been playing much better than he did last season. While the Wizards have a roster full of young talent, they have a particularly promising player in Bilal Coulibaly, who is making great strides in his second year. Washington has already beaten the Hawks in their 2 matchups so far this season. For a couple of years, I've referred to the Washington Wizards as an unserious team, and I don't want to make a habit of backing them. However, the idea of the Hawks being 7.5-point favorites is absurd. Last season, Atlanta was by far the worst covering team in the league, and this season they're only 4-8 against the spread. Washington has won 2 games this season, and both victories came against the Hawks. In fact, the Wizards have now defeated the Hawks 3 times since January. Over the last 7 games, when favored by 7 or more points, the Hawks have gone 2-5 against the spread and 3-4 straight up. Given these trends, the Washington Wizards to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When the Atlanta Hawks are involved in a game, it's almost certain that the total will go over. While this may sound like an exaggeration, Atlanta has hit the over in 10 of their 12 games this season. There are several reasons for this trend. First, Atlanta's style of play is conducive to high-scoring games. They play at a fast pace, rely heavily on outside shooting, and rarely attempt post-up plays inside. Trae Young, who currently ranks 2nd in the NBA in assists, may or may not play in this game, but either way, Atlanta is unlikely to slow down their fast-paced game. Instead of focusing on post-ups or isolation plays, they will continue to push the tempo. Another major factor in the over is Atlanta's inability to defend the 3-point line. They currently rank dead last in the NBA in terms of threes allowed per game, and will be facing a team with sharpshooters like Poole and Kispert, who are more than capable of lighting up the scoreboard. Both teams rank in the top 10 in possessions per game, so they will both be comfortable playing an up-tempo game. With the added excitement of the NBA Cup, it's highly likely that this game will feature a fast pace and plenty of points. The reason both teams have struggled so far this season is largely due to poor defense. Both the Hawks and the Wizards rank near the bottom in points allowed, which has contributed to their lackluster performances. When Atlanta has been favored, the over has hit in 5 of 6 games. Additionally, the over has hit in 3 of 5 games for the Wizards when playing on the road. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Phoenix Suns versus Oklahoma City Thunder. This matchup features two Western Conference teams squaring off in NBA Cup group play, taking place in the Sooner State. The Phoenix Suns hit the road to face the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday night. Phoenix is coming off a tough 127-104 loss to the Sacramento Kings on the road Wednesday night, failing to cover the spread as 8-point underdogs. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City handled business at home on Wednesday night, defeating the New Orleans Pelicans 106-88. And successfully covering the line as 14.5-point favorites. Historically, the Suns hold a 136-120 lead in the all-time regular season series between these teams, but the Thunder swept all three matchups last season, including a decisive 128-103 victory at home in their most recent meeting on March 29, 2024. The Suns remain without two of their key players, Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, while Jusuf Nurkic's status is uncertain. Similarly, the Thunder are missing Alex Caruso and Jalen Williams. For Phoenix, the absence of Beal and Durant has put extra pressure on Devin Booker, who has taken on the responsibility of carrying the offense. Although Booker averaged an impressive 27 points and 8 assists over the first two games without Durant, he struggled to meet those numbers in Wednesday's contest. His elevated performance is crucial for the Suns to succeed over the next couple of weeks, but they face a formidable defensive opponent in Oklahoma City. The Thunder have one of the league's best defenses, holding opponents to just 34% shooting, the fifth best mark in the NBA. As a team that attempts 35 three-pointers per game, Phoenix may find it difficult to score efficiently against Oklahoma City's strong perimeter defenders, including Jalen Williams and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. While the Suns had a promising start to the season, their momentum has been disrupted by injuries to three key players, significantly affecting their rotation. Durant has already been ruled out, and it's uncertain whether Allen or Beal will be able to suit up. On the other hand, the Thunder are navigating their own challenges as they are forced to rely on a small ball lineup with Chet Holmgren sidelined for several months. Despite this, Oklahoma City has performed well at home, boasting a 6-1 record. Although the Thunder were outmatched on the boards against New Orleans in their last outing, they are expected to capitalize on their home court advantage in this game. Consequently, the Oklahoma City Thunder to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Without Durant and Beal, Booker is likely to face aggressive defensive schemes, including traps and double teams throughout the night. The Suns will have to rely heavily on role players like Ryan Dunn, Royce O'Neal, and Josh Okogie to step up offensively, which may be a tall order against Oklahoma City's stifling defense. While Phoenix does hold an edge in rebounding, limiting the Thunder's second-chance opportunities, their depleted roster makes it difficult to foresee a productive offensive night. Statistically, the Suns have leaned toward high-scoring games, having gone over the total in 8 of their 12 contests this season. Phoenix is 8th in the NBA in turnovers per game, averaging 13.2, but their slower tempo, ranking 24th in pace at 97.6 possessions per game, balances this out. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City has an even split with the under hitting in 6 of their 12 games. The Thunder excel at taking care of the ball, committing a league-low 11.8 turnovers per game, and they play at a faster pace, ranking 5th with an average of 101.6 possessions per game. Moreover, the Thunder lead the NBA in defensive rating, bolstered by swarming guard play and exceptional ball pressure. Considering Phoenix's injury woes and Oklahoma City's strong defensive performance this season, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Nuggets versus New Orleans Pelicans. The first round of the NBA Cup continues this Friday with a compelling matchup featuring the Denver Nuggets facing the New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans. These two teams appear to be heading in opposite directions as of late. The Nuggets come into this game riding the momentum of 5 consecutive victories, showcasing their dominance and cohesion. In contrast, the Pelicans are struggling to find their footing, having lost 6 straight games and dealing with a roster depleted by injuries. Denver will once again be without Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic is currently listed as questionable for this game. On the other side, the Pelicans are severely short-handed, missing key contributors such as Zion Williamson, Jose Alvarado, Herbert Jones, and C.J. McCollum. The primary concern for the Nuggets might be the potential for game rust, as they've had a season-high 4 days of rest. However, this break is likely to benefit a veteran team like Denver, allowing them to recharge and prepare. Offensively, the Nuggets hold a significant edge over the Pelicans, especially with New Orleans missing 6 of their top 7 scorers. Jokic, assuming he plays, is expected to dominate the matchup against Pelicans rookie center Missy, while Denver's defense ranks a disappointing 25th in scoring defense, due in part to the absence of their top defensive asset, Aaron Gordon, it's unlikely to pose much of a problem against a Pelicans squad that is missing so much offensive firepower. The injury situation makes this game relatively easy to predict. From a statistical standpoint, these teams are on vastly different planes. Denver boasts the 12th best net rating in the NBA at plus 2.7, while New Orleans lags far behind at 28th with a net rating of minus 10.6. A key factor in this game will be defending the three-point line. The Nuggets rank 12th in the league, holding opponents to a 35.4% shooting percentage from beyond the arc. Conversely, the Pelicans are 29th, allowing a 38.8% three-point percentage to their opponents. This disparity underscores the significant gap between these two teams. Denver is surging, while New Orleans is floundering, hampered by injuries to nearly its entire starting lineup. Notably, the Nuggets have won 2 of their 3 road games this season, adding to their confidence heading into this matchup. The Pelicans, unfortunately, continue to struggle, sitting at a poor 3-9 straight up and 10-2 against the spread. Their depleted roster without McCollum, Williamson, Jones, and Alvarado leaves them in disarray. This is especially disappointing given the team's immense potential when fully healthy. Meanwhile, the Nuggets enter this game on a high, riding a 5-game winning streak and enjoying the benefits of 5 days of rest. The outlook is bleak for the undermanned Pelicans, making the Denver Nuggets to win and cover the spread as favorites are full-game side pick. Both teams have shown competence in securing offensive rebounds this season, with Denver ranking 4th in the league at 13.3 offensive boards per game and New Orleans close behind at 12.7 per game. However, both squads also struggle to contain opponents in the paint. The Nuggets rank 29th in the league, allowing 55 points per game in the paint, while the Pelicans are only slightly better at 27th, conceding 54 points per game in that area. Given these defensive vulnerabilities and the potential for a high-scoring affair, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.